Colors like feathers follow the changes of emotion. So, hello and welcome. I'm your host, Dr. Ruby Gill, and I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all on the behalf of lovely professional university. So, attendees, we all are gathered here virtually to witness an incredible session on the topic color psychology. And our expert is here to tell us all about this. So, before we commence, allow me to introduce the experts of the day. Mr. Firoz Khan, Assistant Professor, School of Design, Fashion Design and Technology, Lovely Professional University. An intellectual personality who brings with him 13 years of extensive experience in the fashion industry. Along with his academic background, he is also a successful entrepreneur and runs his eponymous brand of Indian wear, which has garnered acclaim both nationally and internationally. His expertise lies in textile and fabric design with a focus on traditional Indian techniques blended with modern aesthetics. As an assistant professor, he is dedicated to nurturing young talent and sharing his vast industry knowledge and insights with his students. So, sir, it's a privilege to have you on board with us today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ruby, thank you so much for the incredible introduction, and I'm humbled. I welcome you all for this session today. So I'll be talking about color psychology. Why is it important? How colors are being used in different therapies, how colors can be, if you're running your own brand, how you can put your image, the kind of image build that you want to build up for a certain kind of client. And how color are important for that. So that is something that we are going to discuss today. And so I'm going to be, let me walk you through what are the things that will be under discussion. So I'm going to be taking few colors, which are very, very important in all of our life. And we are going to see the positive impact of them and also the negative impact of them, because colors is always a very, very tricky thing. So whenever you look at any design, or let's assume that you walk into a room and sometimes the color of the room makes you feel happy. The color of the room also makes you depressed sometimes. So so we are going to discuss all the positive as well as negative impact of that. Also, we are also going to look at how brands have used successfully those colors to create a certain image, and that works wonders for them. So let's get started. So let's understand what are colors and how are they important. So I'm sure what happens is whenever you look at anything, the first thing that your eyes catch is the color. Because let's assume that you're watching, you're in a hill city, and you're watching you're standing on a hill and then you're watching down. So what the first thing that you see is the greenery that is below you, right? You don't see the detail of the leaf, you don't see the quality of the leaf, the quality of the trees that you are watching. The only thing that is visible is green, and how that green soothes you out, right? It makes you really, really happy. So there are a lot of medical reason, also a lot of psychologists, people who are going through mental stress, people who are going through mental traumas. A lot of doctors and psychologists, they refer them to go to hilly areas to calm themselves down. It really works. I'm sure you must, your parents, my parents used to suggest that I should get up in the morning and walk on the green grass for better eyesight and soothing of my own persona. So this is how colors are very, very important. I'm sure you must have sometimes, it always happens with all of them, all of us, that you open your wardrobe and you stand there for a while and you see what to pick up, what color to pick up, what color t-shirt you want to wear, what colors jeans that you want to pair up with that particular t-shirt. If you want to wear a blazer, what kind of blazer you're going to wear on top of that, that t-shirt. So so this has happened with all of us, and on almost daily basis. Whenever you feel happy, So you pick up certain bright colors. Okay, sometimes when you want to feel confident, so a lot of people pick up black. Also, they and sometimes when you're not sure what you should wear bright or you should wear dark. So you might land up picking in the shades of grays and blues. Okay, so this is how color are very, very important. How it reacts with your mood and emotions. Okay, so color psychology is the study of how color affects your emotions and your behavior in return. So if you feel happy, you will pick up certain colors. If you feel sad, you're going to pick up certain colors, and how it affects your behavior. Depending on the upbringing, it also depends where are you coming from. For example, people who come from Rajasthan, they are vibrant. They wear vibrant clothes. Why? Because it's a hot area. And then if you, on top of it, you wear blacks and you wear darker color, it's going to further humidify you, right? So if you see an area where you are brought up, that also tells you what kind of colors you are going to pick up. In fashion, there is a lot of there's a very profound statement that a lot of fashion designers make is, if you live in Delhi, you have a certain type of taste. If you live in Mumbai, you're going to have a certain type of taste of even color for that matter. The moment you move from Delhi to Punjab, the color palette entirely changes. In Punjab also you have, if you look at various local crafts, you look at various local festivities. So you see a variety of colors. You will have parrot pink with, you will have a green with pink, you will have a green shalwar, you will have purple, and then you will have a gray with it. So, you know, being a fashion designer, when I came to Punjab, it was a different feel for me altogether. When I looked at so many colors coming up together, and Punjab is such a vibrant state. The moment you move from Delhi to Mumbai, the color changes. The color is more subtle because of the influence of Bollywood, right? So you see a lot of influences that comes in your life, my life, and everyone's life from Bollywood, which is the biggest, because it's a very, very impactful a source of entertainment for us, rather. Then the moment you move from Mumbai to South India, so the entire color palette changes. They might not be using as vibrant colors as Punjab, or as vibrant as Jaipur, or Rajasthan for that matter, right? So the colors that you like also depends on your upbringing, cultural background, and personal preferences. As you go old, as you age, in childhood you like certain colors. I'm sure you must have seen, if you have girls and young girls and boys in your house. So parents try to give pink to girls, make it more feminine, and blue to boys, apparently, which is a very safe color, which is masculine. Notions are changing, things are changing now with time and age, with globalization. That's a different topic for some other workshop probably. And the important part of colors is basically they make you feel certain way. Sometimes when you wear orange, you feel happy. If you put yellow on yourself, you feel happy. The moment you put purple on yourself, you feel in a different way. The moment you put a red on yourself, you feel a different way. You know, if I remember vaguely, I read this article where people wanted to know what color should someone wear while going for an interview, right? Let's say you have a business meeting, what kind of colors that you should wear. Okay, so the majority of poll that came was for black and gray, because it's a very, very stable color. But again, according to Vastu or color expert, they say if you wear a hint of red as a scarf, or you carry a color pen, it just gives you a signal that you are an asset for the other person who has come down to meet you. So this is how impactful and important colors are in everyone's life. So now let's just dive into different colors. I'm sure you identify the color is red. It's a very, very extremely solid, strong color. I'm sure you must have seen in childhood, you must have seen red flags that were waved in front of the trains. You have red lights, which shows you, which alerts you that, okay, you need to stop right now. So if you look at the positives of red, it means love. I'm sure during Valentine's, you can see a lot of red. During Christmas, you can see a lot of red along with white. So it's a color of passion. It's a color of love. It's a color of energy. It gives you power. It gives you strength. It heals you. It just heats. It also represents heat. It also represents desire. So these are certain positive attributes of red that we associate. Uh, So it's a very, very strong color. And also there are certain negatives of that. For example, again, a lot of color therapists, they don't recommend people buying a red car. It's a very, very interesting thing to say that color psychologists believe that if you buy a red card, the chances of you having road rages, I'm sure you must have seen people going bonkers and abusing people around themselves while they are entering into a traffic zone, right? So they are just so crazy because of anger. If you are in a red car or you watch a red interior, so it just aggravates that anger, because it just gives you that feeling that you are in control and you want to control the entire world. So it just gives you anger. As I give you an example, train flags, so it represents danger, okay, that you mean that you are supposed to stop. It tells you that, okay, you should not go further, that it means warning. So there are positive as well as negative to every color. So when you look at the brands that have used very, very successfully, for that matter, they have used red in their logos, are Levi's. I'm sure it's a global brand. Everyone identifies that. ESPN, again, a very, very global brand. Coca-Cola, everyone knows that. Canon, Puma, Mitsubishi, Netflix, McDonald's, KFC, CNN, and these are a global brand. People identify them with this color. Okay, so these brand have used this color so successfully. The moment if you are on a highway, if you see red with a yellow color M, you identify, oh, that's McDonald's. Maybe probably 2 kilometers away from here. Let's stop there and have a quick bite and have a burger. So this is how brand identifies, creates a brand identity for different niche of the society for their particular products. So now let's talk about yellow. Yellow again is a very, very positive color. It is a beautiful color that represent positivity. It gives you brightness. It gives you certain level of bright, because it represent morning. The moment you get up in the morning, you see a variety of colors in the sky that ooze out of sun. You see oranges, you see yellow, and that gives you brightness. It also represents sunny. The moment you are out at around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, or 2 o'clock, it's bright and yellow, it's sunny, everything is so clearly visible. It also represents energy, energetic, very, very energetic. It also represents what, some certain shades of yellow. When you mix some other color with it becomes warm. It's a warm color. I'm sure you must have seen a lot of videos on Instagram which says that what kind of jewelry one should wear. Okay, if you're wearing a yellow gold, you should have a certain tone of your skin. So it's a very, very warm color. It also represents happiness, and that's one of the reason a lot of people say that you should get up early in the morning. You should watch sunrise every single day. So it just gives you an happiness. People who are under depression, who are going through some psychological issues, doctors and all the psychology say that please get up in the morning, watch sunrise, watch sunset, because that's the time when you that the sun is actually giving out the right colors, and that just works brilliantly for your psychology. It is perky, it is joy, and it is intellect. There are certain negative when used too much. Yellow also shows irresponsible behavior. It also shows instability. So it has to be used in certain proportions, so that you don't look as if people so that you don't look at an individual saying, oh, isse kaam nahi ho payega, he cannot work, because you can see that irresponsible behavior of it. Okay, so you can always team up a yellow color outfit with a red bag of white bag or white shoes, so that you calm yourself down and you don't look irresponsible. So, and there are certain brands who have used it absolutely stunningly. The first is Denny's, posted, I'm sure you must have seen. Lay's has used it very, very successfully. Subway, IKEA, Best Price, Sprite. So these people have used yellow in the right proportion, and you identify them what they are at the moment. Again, as I said in the beginning of the class, that if you don't understand anything that what you should wear for the day, there are a good number of chances that you say, oh, aaj kya pehne, what should we wear today? I'm not feeling that confident. I have to go for a public meet. I have to go for a public speaking exercise. I have to go meet this, meet that. So there are good chances that you might pick up blue as your color because it's flattering to all skin type. It is a very, very stable color, because when you think of blue, what you think of? You think of sky, you think of ocean, you think of vast things which are very stable. You don't expect that the sky is going to be thundering every now and then. You believe that it is a stable thing on our head. When you look at the ocean, you expect it to be calm, you expect it to be stable, right? So that's the power of blue. It just gives you stability. It just gives you dependency. That's one of the reason a lot of bank services, if you look at State Bank of India and other banks, Yes Bank, they have used this particular psychology very, very successfully, because you don't trust everyone for the money matters. For example, if you have to go and deposit, let's say 2 crore rupees, you're not going to be probably going to be depositing that to a bank which has pink logo. I don't know, it's just psychologically it's not a very stable color when you compare it with blue. So blue is that power. It has such intensity and dependability that you will like to invest that 2 crore rupees in a more stable bank. So this is how psychology works of color. So it represents intelligence, it is communication. You know, you can communicate. Biggest thing you can trust is the trust. That the trust factor that blue gets into your life is phenomenal. Okay. Efficacy, serenity, you have very calm, very serene. If you want to look at if you look at Zuhair Murad's collection last to last season, so you can see a lot of blues in it. Very, very stable, very, very cool color. It also represents reflection, you know, a sky reflect color, water reflect color. So it also represents reflection and calm. So this is how blue is important. So it's not that there is always a positive of blue, that blue is absolutely stunning, but there are certain negative. It also means coldness. If it means that, okay, I don't want to talk to you, that sort of a behavior. Aloofness, that you want to stay alone at the moment. It also, if used too much, it also lacks emotion. Okay. Unfriendliness, if used too much. Okay, for imagine that you walk into a room that is completely painted in blue. I'm sure you guys are all design students. You can visualize that you enter a room where all the walls are painted in the blue. So it just gives you that sense of instability. It just makes you feel very uh, diluted. It also makes you very feel secluded. So there are certain negatives. So if you want to paint your house, you paint in a lighter blue, and one wall can be done into a darker blue. So this is something that I've got painted very lately in my house also. Again, a lot of brands across the globe have used this particular color in their benefit, and people trust these brands like Ford. You have Facebook, absolutely, Twitter, you have P&G, you have Nestle, you have Pfizer, you have Nokia, you have Unilever, you have Gillette, you have Cisco, you have PayPal, so IBM, so Windows for that matter, and Dell. So they have used these colors in brilliantly. Guys, before I move further, let me also tell you why do we teach color psychology to design students. It's very, very important. For example, if you're planning to apply for NIFT or NID, and you're given a certain amount, a certain question. So how do you address that question? So color plays a very, very important role. For example, if I say that that you have to design a room for a makeup artist. So what kind of colors are you going to be using? Okay, so you cannot be using bright color walls in a makeup artist room. The reason being is that it's going to reflect into the makeup. So the makeup that you are trying to make red cheeks, it might look very, very different in that reflection of light. Okay, so the reason these colors are being taught to you, the psychology is being taught to you, is because of these reasons, so that you can utilize this information ki bhai what colors should be used in a certain situation. Another very, very good example is that, let's say you are in a hospital and you want to visit a doctor, and you're waiting in the waiting lounge, and the doctor has said, okay, I'm going to meet you after 10 minutes. And then you open the door of the doctor's cabin and you enter a room which is painted red. what is the psychology that you're going to go through? You will be like scared. Oh my God, it represents blood and you are already sick. So that you understand the psychology that you are going to be engulfing with. It's so much of emotions that will be floating into. So red is absolutely a wrong color for a scenario that is going to be used in hospitals. Absolutely big no. It should be banished rather. Another example that a lot of people say that according to Vastu, a young couple who have just got married are not supposed to have stay in a room with red wall because it aggravates anger. It might lead to fights between the couple, the newlywed, and no one wants to do that. You know, don't want to hear those screaming and yelling. So now, so this is why these workshop like what I'm conducting today are being done for design aspirant. It's very important that you need to understand. For example, there's another very good example that can be given to you. For example, you're an interior designer or you're a fashion designer and you've just ventured out into home furnishing, and a client comes to you who just got a outfit done from you and said, oh, your aesthetics are nice, you design so well, can you do the room for my son who is just 2 years old? So I'm sure you're not going to use purple as a color in the room, right? You're going to use more vibrant, more beautiful colors, the colors which are very soothing, very young, when you're going to be designing that room. So now let's talk about purple. Purple is an extremely luxurious color. So in case if you want to launch a brand which is luxury, you might like to look at purple as an option. So it represents royalty. It is absolutely stunning because it is a royal color. It also tells you about spirituality. This is luxury, it's ambition, it's wealth. So these are certain positives of purple color. And so as I said, that if you, in case you want to launch a brand which is absolute luxury, you can look at purple as a color. So there are certain negatives as all the colors. It also gives you a mystery. It also makes you very moody. Too much of purple will be like, what kind of person that is? If, for example, just imagine a celebrity wearing top to bottom purple, and you will be like, what kind of mood that personality must be in at the moment. It just gives you a source of mystery about the personality that is wearing purple. Again, there are a lot of brands that have used just one second, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think I messed up with the slide. So there are a lot of brands that have used purple in their collection. For example, Hermes came up with a beautiful collection for purple. So you can look at that. So let's talk about orange. I'm sure a lot of you must have seen Orange is the New Black. There's a series that is available on Netflix, and that means orange is a very vibrant color. It's a very courageous color. It just gives you certain sense of friendliness to people around you. You wear a orange color, maybe what do you call it? A hoodie, and then you might team it up with another white color track pants, and you go out and you wear a white color sneakers with orange lace, and you wear a white color watch. It looks absolutely stunning. It gives you a certain level of friendliness that anyone can walk up to you and they want to talk to you and be your friend. So that is the positive impact of orange color that you have. It also oozes out energy, as it also oozes out warmth. As I said, in the morning, sun radiates a lot of colors like yellows and oranges. Again, it just gives you a lot of energy and warmth. It just brings that warmth in your life back. Again, if you use excessively, it also means ignorance, as we also talked about in yellow. If I go back very quickly, if we talk about yellow, you can see that it is irresponsible when it is used in a very huge proportion. Again, almost similar negativity that we have about orange is ignorance and sluggishness. You might feel drained out, and you might feel uh, you might feel drained out, or you might feel lazy. for the day, if too much. So a lot of brands have used this in a very stunning way. Harley Davidson, TNT, you can see Orange, JBL. And in case if you want to launch a citrus fruit drink, if you plan to launch a citrus fruit brand, so what are the color options that is available? You might use somewhere in the middle of oranges and red. So because the moment you look at orange, it is like, oh, it's fresh, it's nice. Orange as a color, Amazon has used it brilliantly, Timberland has used it brilliantly. Now let's talk about one of the favorite color that is very trending these days is green. Green is a very important color these days, and it also represents freshness. It represents environment. It represents nature. It represents fertility. It represents that something new is going to come in your life, because you can see a lot of leaf that comes up, small leaf every now and then they come up. It represents money, very important. It just attracts a lot of money. You should it has healing effect, as I said in the in previously, that you were supposed to walk on grass and to have that healing effect in your life. It also represents earth. When you look at earth, when you look at greenery, it has a certain level of impact. When I moved to Punjab from Delhi, I've always lived in Delhi. I'm a NIF Delhi graduate. So when I moved to Punjab from Delhi, I saw lush green uh, paddy fields, and it was something very refreshing for me. So every morning when I get up these days, so I have a beautiful paddy fields in front of me, beautiful trees. So and it impacts your mood. And obviously there are certain negatives about green also. When used too much, it also invokes jealousy, envy. I'm sure it, because it represents venom. If you see that, if you see any serial or probably any movie where you're supposed to design a costume for a snake character, so what kind of colors are you going to use? You're going to use darker greens, because it shows poison, it shows envy, it shows jealousy. It has certain negativity about itself when used extensively. Okay. So yeah, but yes, there are certain brands who have used green very successfully. I'm sure one of the most recognized brand is Starbucks. You have Land Rover, you have Holiday Inn, you have Halal, you have Tropicana, Carlsberg, you have iHub, you have Mirinda. So these have used it very successfully. Um, Yes, there's another beautiful color that that always juggles between being feminine and being masculine, is pink. Okay, a lot of people say that guys should not wear pink, but yes, times are changing. Guys are also getting into pink. So there are certain positive, which is imaginative, passion, happy, feminine, sweet, compassion, playful. These are certain positives that we have for pink. But there's certain negativity also. It means impulsiveness. You are very impulsive. Immaturity, again, if you use too much of pink. I remember Juicy Couture, which is a very high-end brand. Before it failed a few years back, it came with night suits which are all pink. And I've seen few ladies and gents wearing, not gents, few ladies wearing the entire top to bottom pink, and believe me, it didn't look really flattering. So immaturity is one of the negativity that pink gets if used in huge proportions. Yes, there are certain brands, as we said, it is Aussie skip bags, Baskin and Robbins. You go and eat their ice cream, absolutely stunning. Donut King, you have Taco Bells, you have women's. In case if you want to launch a very feminine brand, you can always look at pink as a color. So it is it can be a good option. Now, again, as we said, that red is a very strong color. There's another very strong color, or rather a neutral color, which is black. Absolutely stunning color. I'm sure when people also do not know what to wear, a lot of people might pick up black as a color, because it just gives you certain level of sophistication when mixed with grays and dark blues or charcoal gray. It gives you certain level of sophistication. It gives you a certain level of security. It gives you power. I'm sure if you have a Jaguar that moves in black in color, I'm sure there is no way that you're not going to turn your head. So black gives you certain level of elegance, power. It gives you certain level of authority and substance. I'm I'm sure I'm going to be presenting another slide as we move forward. I'm going to say that black is a color that a lot of mature people like. Okay, when people they have done a lot of things in their life, they have earned enough money, and if you ask them what kind of house they want to stay, they want very luxurious. Luxurious for them means black, grays, ivories, those very stable color. Because when you use yellows and oranges, it just changes from season to season. You might like orange today, but you might not like it 6 months later. But gray and blacks and probably beiges and whites are certain colors that are very classic, that goes from one season very smoothly to another season. Yes, there are certain negative. It also represents death. I'm sure everyone must have seen Harry Potter. You can see the kind of negativity that the negative character that plays Voldemort. Voldemort has it's so black, so dark, and so dingy because it represents evil, it represents mystery, it represents death. So there are certain negative also associated with that. I'll give you a small example. We just have around 10 more minutes. So I'll just give you a small example of what happened with me when I went into Sabyasachi. I'm sure everyone have heard of Sabyasachi. So he's got an extremely gorgeous store in Delhi. And I just went to visit that store. I entered the store. It was a dark alley, a small lane, which had perfumes, which had a beautiful 2-3 chandeliers, very dark looking, very dark looking facade. And then when I was walking and I stood there for 30 seconds, I started feeling very uneasy because it was too dark for me as a person. So I had to move out just to take a deep breath. So that's how impact a color has. Yeah. So again, a lot of brand that has used black very successfully is Nike, Adidas, the New York Times, Prada, Sony, Puma, Chanel, Gucci, and I'm sure you must have seen Apple as a brand, which is one of the most universally recognized brand in the world. So it's absolutely stunning. Again, there's another brother, I would say, of black is gray. Absolutely amazing color. I remember when you asked my dad to pick up anything from a car to a refrigerator or to clothes, he will always land up picking gray. That's how my relationship with gray is. And but it also gives you a certain security. It also is a very reliable color. It's very intelligent color. It's neutral, it's timeless, and it is balanced. It's a very absolutely gorgeous color. But yes, there are certain negatives also. It can be certain times can be very gloomy. आप किसी एक space में जाएं जहां you just have blacks and gray, you might not feel very happy about it. So I saw this visiting card a few years back. It was gray on one side and it was yellow on the other side. The moment you flip that visiting card, it has a different psychology altogether. It is stable, but yes, it is vibrant. So the moment you turn it, it is absolutely gorgeous. One of the most beautiful visiting card that I have seen through. So negative about is gloomy. As I said, it can make you sad. It is very conservative. So so yeah, but a very stable color. If you don't understand anything, you might land up picking black. You might like to mix yellow with it. It absolutely looks very nice. So these are certain colors that we have discussed: black, gray, pink, blue, orange, yellow, purple, red. So these are very important colors in every life, and these colors play a very important role in everyone's life. So next time, whenever you're standing in front of your wardrobe, and when you decide what you're going to wear today, so you can remember my workshop, I guess. Gray being used by absolutely amazing, very luxurious, very stable brands in the world. Apple has used it absolutely stunningly. Toyota, Nissan, Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, Wikipedia, Swarovski, and Nestle. And when you look at these brands, you can imagine the class that it gets. A small story about Apple logo is that when it started as a brand, it experimented a lot. It was black. It was a very big logo. Then it became multicolor. Now they have stabilized the brand with using gray and a steel gray kind of a feel to the brand. I don't know what's going to come next, but yes, I think gray is going to stay for a really long time because it's very stable. Having said that, let me just show you this beautiful slide with amazing interior design. And I'm sure the moment you look at the first picture, you can make a guess of the age of the person who lives in that house. If you want to make a guess, you can type in the chat section. The first image on your left, on your left, the black and the darkish blue color interior that is there, you can make a guess of that. The moment you look at that picture, you understand the person who lives in there is very stable, does not have to prove anything to anyone, achieved a lot of things in their life, and want a very stable, very luxury in his particular in his life. If you look at the second picture, you have certain colors. Yes, you have a neutral like gray to balance out. So if I say the first picture will represent someone who is 40 beyond 45 years of age, who has become CEO, running to maybe two to three successful businesses, and it's very stable in his life. The moment you hop from picture on your left to the center image, which has grays, which has olives, which has blues, a decently crafted painting in the center, you can imagine that the person lives in this particular house is somewhere between 30 to 30 in the 30s, where they have started their career. Now they are moving very stabilized, in a very stabilized manner in their career. So you can imagine that it's from 30s, from 32 to maybe probably 40s. They are achieving good things in life, but they're not as rich as someone who is in the first picture. The moment you move from the center picture to the picture on your right, you can see the beautiful young vibes that the interior has. So you can imagine a person who has decent amount of money, let's say that, but is young in his maybe some newlywed couple has designed their house like this, very young vibes, very different from picture one and picture two. So this is how beautifully psychology the role it plays for, across your ages. Your taste of colors is going to change when you age. That also very important factor. If you move from one country to another country, or one location to another location, your change of taste, change in your taste of colors is also visible very clearly. So this is a very good example that you can see from one picture to another picture to another picture. That's all from my side, guys. In case if you have any questions, Ruby, we can open the chat section, question and answer session, in case they have any.
Yes, sir.
That's all
Thank
from
you
my
so
side,
much.
otherwise.
First of all, thank you, sir, for your insightful, informative, and impactful presentation. Your expertise and knowledge in this field is evident from the discussion we had today, and your insights and perspectives provided valuable information to attendees and helped to deepen their understanding towards this topic. So, thank you so much, sir. And yes,
Pleasure.
sir, we have few queries from our attendees. So, with your permission, we'll take up those queries.
Absolutely. That'll be great.
All right. So as you are from the School of Fashion Design and Technology, so attendees want to know that is the curriculum is in accordance with the competitive exams or the industry which or the industry which the requirement the industry is demanding nowadays. So what's your take on this, sir?
Absolutely. May I know the person who is asking this question? That's easier
Uh,
for me to.
yes, sir. So it's Kiran Jodhkar.
Hi, Kiran. Kiran, thank you so much for the question. It's a very interesting question. School of Design, Fashion Design and Technology at LPU. Believe me, we leave no stone unturned to make you industry ready. It's very important for us that the moment you complete your course, you are ready for the industry, because there's a huge gap. There was rather a huge gap between what you study in the classroom and what you perform in the industry. So now at LPU, in fact, for all entire curricular system of our nation is changing into more skill-based projection. So at LPU, we are not doing, we have taken it notch further. So we offer a lot of internships. We offer OGTs, on-job trainings while you're studying with us, so that you go to industry every now and then. Today also at LPU, we have made a visit to Vardhaman, a very well-known, renowned company. Students has gone today just to have first-hand experience what kind of work that happens in the industry, how things are done, what kind of machinery are available, what kind of skills that are required to work in a certain industry. And apart from this, what also we have done is we have identified few courses that are very important to gain good amount of to secure a very stable job. We have started calling it star courses. So we have identified few courses and we are working on those skill sets, so that once you are ready, once you are done with your course, you absolutely have no reservation left to go to the industry, work, and create a name for yourself, and create a name for the university as a whole.
Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, we'll quickly take another query. So, another query is from Abhinav Gupta. He wants to know that he has gone through a story of Rashtrapati Bhavan. That LPU students have gone to Rashtrapati Bhavan. What was that? So, sir, can you please elaborate the whole
Yes,
incident?
yes, absolutely. I'm glad someone has observed our stories on Instagram or wherever you saw that. So what happened was we were fortunate enough to get a project for Rashtrapati Bhavan, where a bunch of students from first year and second year student visited Rashtrapati Bhavan, where they were exposed. First of all, they were treated well. They were they had spent time in Rashtrapati Bhavan, and the project was basically to redesign the costumes for the president, all the president that we had till now for the country. So we're going to be taking up that project further. That was just the initial stage of it. So now we're going to be redesigning costumes for them as a national treasure. And I hope I'm very happy that student participated so well. The feedbacks were really amazing. The kind of questions that were given, the kind of suggestion that came from the students were absolutely amazing and stunning.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll take up last but not the least query, and the appropriate one, I believe. So the attendee wants to know about the placement scenario of the
Okay.
department of the students. So, sir, anything
Okay.
on this?
Yes. Usually I say this with a hand on my heart that people, the biggest biggest problem, not problem, I would say, the biggest concern all the students have is that they enter a university or in a college, what kind of placement that people are going to get. On this, I usually, on a personal level, I say that apart from whatever our department does for placement, I always suggest that be very skillful whenever you are with us for 4 years or for 3 years, whatever time that you spend, work on your skills. And believe me, if you're skillful, why would not anyone hire you? It's as simple as that. Your communication is fantastic, you are very skillful, you know your job. Why would any organization not hire? That is my take on placement. Apart from that, apart from this thing, the assistance that we give to our student is absolutely amazing. We have an extremely senior person from the industry with more than 45 years of experience. He's assisting our department to and helping us teach, helping our student to get placed. People, if I'm not wrong, two girls got placed 2 days back, I think with a package of 30 lakhs, which is absolutely amazing, with one of the groups in Ludhiana. And 30 lakh package is a good, very good package. And we were able to place our student abroad. Two of our students went for internship in Bangladesh, which is one of the biggest hub of production in fashion at the moment of the world. They went for internship. Now they're placed there of, I think the package is around 20-25 lakh, if I'm not wrong, more than 20 lakhs for that matter. So we are sending our students to amazing industries for internships, OGTs. You perform and you get the job. It's as simple as that. And you don't have to worry when you join the college, you don't have to worry of the placement, because we have a solid placement cell that works on you, works on your communication skills. They give you extra classes for your presentations. They give you extra classes on your communication skills. And obviously, we teach you how to crack a job, crack a interview. So you don't have to really worry, but all we need is hard work that you need to put into yourself, and hard work to gain those skills to get amazing jobs. So sky is the limit, I would say.
Absolutely, sir. I completely agree with you. So, attendees, when you are at lovely professional university, you need not to worry about your placements, because university provides plethora of opportunities to make your place at renowned MNCs, because a lot many number of companies, renowned names visit the campus to recruit the potential students. So, and we have a dedicated placement cell, as sir said, that who prepares the students for these kind of interviews to hack to crack the job interviews. And yes, so you need not to worry about it. And to validate this, you can visit our university, that is www.lpu.in, where you can validate these things what sir has said, that we give placements to the students and they have achieved the higher goals. So thank you so much, sir, for resolving all the queries of our attendees and attendees. If
Thank you so
you
much.
want to enroll in our university in this department specifically, you need to go through our website, that is www.lpu.in, or you can visit our campus as well. It's a beautiful campus. You can feel the aura here. And talking about the website, you can click on www.lpu.in, click on admissions. You'll get each and everything, the eligibility criteria, the other requirements, the fee structure, the curriculum which will you gonna be a witness for the 2 year or 3 year program, and each and every, and the scholarship provided by this university. So each and everything is listed on the website. And if in case you have any kind of confusion, the numbers are there and listed. You can go through that. You can call us via, you can give a direct call, you can WhatsApp us, you can a video call us, or you can mail us, and we will reach you at the earliest. So thank you so much, sir. So sir, if you don't want to add anything to this, so can we wrap up the webinar?
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you so much for inviting me, Ruby. It was absolute honor to always come and share my views on interesting topic that are really, really helpful for the student, not just in for the design field, but in regular life also. So thank you so much for inviting. It was lovely having lovely being here. And thank you so much, guys, for participating and for the lovely questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. So, attendees, you have heard our mentor. That's all for the day. My heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for attending the webinar on this topic, color psychology, and your presence, participation, and support was instrumental in making this event, this webinar, a grand success. And experts, sir, you have brought valuable insight and expertise to the table, and your presentation and discussion were both informative and engaging. And we understand that your time is valuable, and we appreciate the effort you took to join us to help you create an environment of collaboration and learning useful to the attendees. So thank you so much, sir. And attendees, we look forward for hosting such informative webinars. For that, I again repeat it, keep a check on our website, that is www.lpu.in. So until next time, I, Ruby, will finally sign off the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much.